Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take for Monday night, December the 2nd. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks to all of you who came over from Canucks After Dark. Shout out to all of you who are doing double duty tonight. And thank you. I had a great chat. This is the week where I do my one-on-ones. Every 2 months, I do one-on-ones with legends and Hall of Fame members. So tonight, I had great chats with legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Tristyn Tallio, and Hall of Fame member Harry Ma. My first chat with Tristyn and Harry. So it's pretty cool to spend some time with them on Zoom this evening. So once again, thanks for being here. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, in the lower mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready to work, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you're here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So, this is how you can get involved tonight. And thank you, Skytrain Elfin, for your donation. I'll get to that in a second, I promise. You can subscribe to the channel. You get active in my chat section, get notified of my videos every single day. You can like the video. There are 34 watching in YouTube. Thank you. Another 20 watching on X. Thank you. Let's get the likes up. Like the fact that we're together. Like the fact that the Canucks are winning. Like the fact that Kevin Lankinen is setting records. And like the fact that Quinn Hughes is the best defenseman that we've ever had, and it's not even close. And that's why I want to talk about Quinn Hughes tonight. I said, where would we be without Quinn Hughes? I don't want to know. And that's honest sentiment. Probably not the best title ever, but that's how I was feeling when I made the title of the show tonight. You can leave a donation like Skytrain Alfred just did. I'll get to that in a second. Thank you, Alfred. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message. And if listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. So let's get going. Skytrain Elfrin getting the donation train out of the station tonight. So thank you to Skytrain Elfrin for the $5 donation. Hey Clay, have you found the mystery behind the missing 5th member from last night yet? No. I even looked up my members today. I didn't see. So I'm going to follow up, make sure that ultimately we get that member and we find out who it is. Yes, I'm just looking at my membership list right now. I remember the ones that were, yeah, I'm going to have to figure this out. I'll figure this out over the next couple of days, but thank you for the reminder. More importantly, thank you, Skytrain Alfred, for the generous $5 donation and for getting the donation train out of the station. So glad you guys are here. We're not going to recap yesterday's game because we did that in last night's stream. Canucks After Dark. Parker and I had a really, really good show. A lot of people in there, a lot of great questions, and we were able to recap the games, preview the games, and just talk about Canucks in general. So given Quinn Hughes's record-breaking performance yesterday, his 3 assists, vaulting him past Alex Edler for the overall assist lead in Canucks history for Canucks goaltenders, I wanted to talk a bit about just how good Quinn Hughes is. And before I do that, just want to do a quick recap of the action from tonight's NHL. So I will do that right now. So what we have here is 3 games only in the league tonight. The Devils smoked the Rangers 5-1. The Maple Leafs, they're the hottest team in the league right now. They're 8-2 in the last 10. They beat the Blackhawks 4-1, and the Dallas Stars beat Utah Hockey Club 2-1. So no Pacific Division teams playing tonight. No ramifications on the standing. So in the Pacific, Vegas has 33 and 25. LA has 31 and 25. And we have 29 and 23. You add 2 wins to those 2 games we have in hand, and then we would actually be tied for Vegas atop the Pacific League standings, Pacific Division standings. In terms of the league, we are in sole possession of 11th place in terms of points, and in terms of points percentage, which is more accurate, we are actually in 9th place. So we are top 10 in the league in terms of points percentage, and then we're 11th in the league when it comes to actual points. So let's talk about Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes has 313 career assists. These are Canucks defensemen, passing Alex Edler, who he is tied with as he entered the game yesterday. But with the 3 assists, he's now 3 up on Alex Edler, who has 310. Alex Edler took 925 games to get to 310, whereas Quinn Hughes took only 388 games. So that's 539 fewer games to surpass him. And then when you look at points, which Hughes will pass this season, Edler had 409 career Canucks points as a Canuck. Quinn Hughes is only 48 behind him. Let's presume it takes him 48 games. That will add, this will become 436. So in less than half the games, Quinn Hughes will be the all-time leader in terms of Canucks defensemen. Just think about that. Just think about how good that is. We remember that Quinn Hughes was drafted 7th overall. And you could argue that he is the best player to come out of the 2018 draft. I think some would still argue for Andrei Svechnikov, who I think is good, but I would still much rather have Quinn Hughes. But that's no disrespect to Svechnikov or Tkachuk or Dahlin. I think 3 of the other really good players in that draft. But I wouldn't take any of those guys over Quinn Hughes. So let's look at this. Back in 2018, it was Buffalo going first, and they drafted Rasmus Dahlin. No problem there. No, he's a great defenseman. No problem there. He has 311 points in 460 games. Then Carolina picked Andrei Svechnikov, and that has been a wonderful pick. He has 334 points in 430 games. Then Montreal, this was a bit of a reach for me. I remember at the time, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, he not bad. He's got 174 points. So in 422 games, not compared to the other 3 guys in the top 4, pedestrian stats, comparatively speaking. And then Ottawa takes Brady Tkachuk at number 4. He has almost 400 points. He has the most points of this draft class in 464 games. So maybe Kotkaniemi was a bit of a reach, but no big surprises in the top 4. And then this is where it started to get a little bit funky, because Arizona surprised everyone by picking Barrett Hayton, center, and he's played in half the games as, say, Tkachuk and Dahlin, and he has 95 points in those 233. So he's not a bust, but compared to the guys ahead of him, maybe not as strong. And then it came to Detroit at number 6. And remember, Quinn Hughes played in the University of Michigan. We see it right here. That's in Detroit. So Detroit could have easily, and I'm sure they scouted Hughes, and there was a lot of concern that Detroit would naturally take Quinn Hughes. Everyone needs a really puck-moving defenseman. No one knew how good Hughes was going to be. And then I think there was a collective cheer and sigh of relief when they announced that Detroit took Filip Zadina. And he has fewer points than Barrett Hayton. He has 91 and 262. So basically under 0.3 points per game. Is he a bust? Is Hayton a bust? I wouldn't call them bust, but they're certainly not as good as the other 5 guys in the top 7. And Irvin, just watch the Zadina draft video. Quinn sat 2 seats directly behind Zadina. And when Detroit picked him, that's where the origin story began. Oilers and Senators both interviewed Hughes before the draft. Okay, when they were a little bit further. Well, sorry, Ottawa was 4th. So then we know of Jim Benning at the time, his love for Quinn Hughes, definitely Judd Brackett and others' love for Quinn Hughes. Who was the assistant guy that we had who had a connection with Hughes? John Weisbrod. He couldn't barely contain his excitement. So there was a great rejoicing in the land when Hughes fell to the Canucks at number 7. So they promptly selected him. And look at Hughes, 361 points in 388 career games, already a Norris Trophy winner. Just to finish off this discussion, Adam Boquist goes to Chicago next. He's played in half the games. Vitaly Kravtsov, who is now, isn't he Canucks property? Didn't we trade for him or did we release him afterwards? But he was a Canuck for a fleeting moment. That's a bust. That's 12 points in 64 games. And then Evan Bouchard, who's an excellent defenseman, especially when you look at his points per game. He was a little bit slower to get in the league, but that was a good pick. Wallstrom, not bad. Definitely Noah Dobson, a good pick. Ty Delandra, maybe not so much. Farabee being a great pick. And then you just look kind of like at the rest of the first round. Keandre Miller was picked 22nd, and I think he's going to have a really good career. Rasmus Sandin, picked 29th by Toronto. And then you look at the later rounds, and I just want to point a couple guys out to you. This one, Sean Durzi, was picked late in the second round by Toronto. So he's had a good career already. And then there's some pretty good ones. Like, look at these. Look at this 4th round. Philip Kurashev by Chicago. He has 120. He's played in 300 games already, which is pretty cool. And then in the 5th round, Sharon Govich for New Jersey. He's played over 300 games as well. And this was a 5th round pick, which is pretty good. Anything, Holmberg, 112 games, a 6th round pick. Kessel Ring, 100 games as a 6th round pick. Not bad. Then we have Leonard and Kopke, 70 and 51 games. And then in our final round, we do have Tyle Tucker, Trey Fix-Wolansky, and Josiah Slavin. Okay, I don't know anything about those guys. Here's my point, you guys. I think we'd agree that Quinn Hughes is the best player to come out of this draft. And I think, you could argue for Svechnikov, Tkachuk, and Dahlin right after, maybe Bouchard as well. But so it's not like those players stink. But I think of all these players, it's amazing that we were able to get Quinn Hughes. And you look at Quinn Hughes, just the evolution of his points. So he had 53 in 68, 41 in 56. Those were the COVID shortened seasons. And then 68, 76, and he's now on pace for a 100. Whoops. I don't know why it's not showing anymore. Sorry, guys. Oh, there was the lag. And then now he's on pace for 100 points in this season. So he has a Norris Trophy under his belt. Is this a year where he gets another Norris Trophy, or would he even be a candidate for the Hart Trophy? So pretty exciting stuff. And basically, I just wanted to, we see how good Quinn Hughes is. We see how he dominates every time he touches the puck. We see how, we see just how he tilts the ice so much in the Canucks' favor. And if you're talking about MVP, most valuable to your team, I know Kaprizov has had an awesome start to the year for Minnesota. They're leading the league. Hellebuck's been good. But is there a player that's more valuable to his team, especially given all the adversity that the Canucks have cut through, than Quinn Hughes? So before I go to my mid-show sponsor read, I just want to first acknowledge that Adrian is acknowledging my haircut. So thank you. We need a moment for the haircut. Yes, I did it at 9 o'clock. So I did all my Zoom chats. Then I cut my hair at 9. Then did Canucks After Dark at 10. Yes, I'm gonna take Parker's advice and move to Firefox maybe going forward. The streams are listening. LG washer dryer chunking up the bandwidth. Yes, it's because you're on Chrome. Yeah, all these reasons are probably good reasons for sure. So before I get to other questions, let's just spend a few minutes talking about Quinn Hughes. I want you to be very, very honest. Be very, very honest. When you're looking at Quinn Hughes now, think about how you felt when we drafted him. And if I want you to give me your overall, if you remember 6 years ago when we drafted him, what was your first thought? And if you truly believe that he's going to be as good as he is right now, put that in the chat. If you said, I'm worried about his size, he can skate well, but I think he'll just be okay, put that in the chat. You can put in the chat that you thought he was going to live up to, first round, maybe be a really good top pairing defenseman, but maybe you didn't expect him winning the Norris. Put that in the chat. So basically, I want you to be honest with me, and I'll highlight these for the next 5 minutes, and then I'll go to my Mitchell response to read. What were your first reactions when we drafted Quinn Hughes? And I guess as a follow-up to that, now watching him play and doing all the things that he's doing, what is your favorite thing about him? Is it his leadership? Is it his skating? Is it his offensive ability? Is it his zone exits, his zone entries? Is it his edge work? Like, what's the one thing that you most appreciate about Quinn Hughes? Yeah, let's go. Hey, hot take. Nice to see you, John. Yeah, I'm not studying for my master's anymore. I'm done. So now I just have time to waste on YouTube in a good way. So Adrian remembers too small for a D-man. Fangirl says, I was excited when we drafted Hughes. I was hopeful he would be this good. Okay, that's good. Mike, I love this honesty. I honestly wanted Bouchard. I knew we needed a D though. Yeah, especially drafting PD the year before. Great point. Pastor Dan, he did not look like a stud defenseman or have the appearance of being so dominant. Boy, we were wrong. See, Pastor Dan, good Christian man, not afraid to humbly admit it was not like he was wrong, but he certainly didn't have these expectations. Swervin Irvin, I liked his college highlights, but I was pragmatic in my prediction. So more practical, like didn't go too crazy. Philippion Live, thought he'd be good, but not this good. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the general sentiment. I think that's a totally fair comment. Hey, Fillmore, I was excited Quinn was drafted, but disappointed he did not join right away, but then showed right up after a school year. Yeah, a lot of these guys, they'll play one more year of college because they think that's better for their game. Of course, this is a decision usually made with with management as well. Jack, I thought he was going to be a stud, but he's blown everything away. Okay, so Jack had high expectations, which is cool. My favorite part is his overall skill. That's fair. Prugo said it's his skating. Adrian likes his leadership. His elite edges. Yeah, that's the one thing. Just, you can't check him at the blue line. He's just so good. I was at a draft party. We all celebrated because we knew Quinn Hughes was the next Bobby Orr. Okay, Ricky, I believe you. And that's great that you had that foresight for sure. I thought he would be a puck moving complement to our eventual number one bruiser stay at home D. Didn't think he would just up and own the top slot. I was won over in the bubble playoffs. Love it, Irwin. Great analysis. I remember Bochford heavily believed that he deserved to be on the roster straight out of his draft year. I can't believe how much he controls the game. It's insane. I agree, Jack. Hey, Harry, what I liked about Quinn Hughes is that he was very shifty with the puck. When the Canucks are on the power play, he makes good passes. Yes. Smiley, hello. Back then, Judd was the scout so good. Judd the scout was so good. Besser PD were the picks before that. Heard about his skating and trusted the picks. Love it. Does Jack Hughes always outperforming Quinn Hughes head-to-head suck? Yeah, I would love it if we would win a game against New Jersey once in my lifetime. My first impression was he's small and could get run over. Now I'm super impressed with what he's accomplished. I didn't think he would skate so well at first. His footwork is amazing. Great point, Skytrain Alfred. His edge work stands out and his commitment to getting better. Yes. Hey, Tyler. What is your order of picking a Hughes brother if you got to get all three of them? I go Quinn, Jack, Luke, and the Quinn and Jack is very close. Like, Jack is such a good player, but to find a unicorn like Quinn is saying something. Guys like Gretzky or Mbire brought skill to the game that the league had just not caught up to in their time. Would you put Quinn on the same level? Yeah, I would actually. I really would, because Makar is great too. And I know I've said this before. I would love to have Makar on this team. And if I saw Makar more, maybe I would say he's even more valuable than Quinn because he's a right shot guy, but they are different types of players as well. Yes, indeed. The Red Wings could have had him. I'm not sure if you hear, John, when I went through the draft order, the top 10, they indeed could have had him. Yeah, Hughes played for 5 games at the end of that season. And in his very first game, I think he was on an overtime with Brock and Petey. It was pretty cool. Quinn Hughes Love Fest, deserves it. His shot is lethal. Yeah, he has improved his shot for sure. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Bring all the Hughes brothers to Vancouver. No one picks Hughes to win Norris. Edmund, I think that's changing a little bit now for sure. Best defenseman in Canucks history. Exactly. All right, let me do my Mitchell sponsor read. And when I do my Mitchell sponsor read, I always start off with my primary sponsor, thanking Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Thank you to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. Check him out at coachpatrickliu.com/clay and receive a free 5-day workout there. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art Maker, that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Thanks to everyone who's bought Canuck Clay merch. You can do that at canuckclay.threadless.com. I'm rocking the GLCPC shirt you may have noticed tonight, along with my good-looking haircut to really, truly represent the GLCPC. A couple other announcements. Shows this week. Tomorrow night, CCC at 11, my post-bowling one. I will be doing a ticket giveaway on Wednesday night at 11 p.m. And then Thursday night, I might end up not doing a show. So that's why I want to make sure I do the ticket giveaway on Wednesday night. So mark your calendars for Wednesday night at 11 for my ticket giveaway. The reason why I might not do a Thursday show is this. I want to invite you to something. I kind of forgot to do this earlier throughout the week. But on Thursday night, I am going to be at St. Mark's College on the UBC campus. And I'm going to be interviewing an author named Dr. Matt Hoven. And he's from the University of Alberta. And he wrote a book called Hockey Priest. And it's the story of Father David Bauer. You might hear that UBC has a Father David Bauer arena. And that's where the Canucks practice when they're at UBC. And it's named after this priest who is very instrumental in not only the local hockey scene, but the national hockey scene, including Team Canada. So I'll be interviewing Dr. Matt Hoven. It says here, Clay Emo, YouTuber Canuck Clay. And then, conversation between Dr. Matthew Hoven and Clay Emo about how Father David Bauer brought together his Catholic life and his hockey life. So it's this Thursday night at St. Mark's College at UBC. So if you live in that area, if you want to come out, it's free. It's from 7 to 9. They'll have refreshments as well. But I would love to see you guys. I'd love to see you guys if you're free this Thursday night. Because of this, and because I want to, talk to people afterwards, there's a good chance that I don't have my show on Thursday night. So once again, Hockey Priest and the story of Father David Bauer, me and Dr. Matt Hoven on Thursday night. Would love it if you could come. Finally, Mitchell, reminder to you to subscribe, to like the video. You can leave a donation like Skytrain Elfin has done. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Okay. Thanks for sitting through that. Let's get to your questions now. I'm glad you won't have a show on Thursday night because I fly back to California then. Yeah, Fillmore, but it's not just about you. It's about everyone else too. Where's a hot take? If Devils called and offered Luke and Jack for PD Miller, Demko Lekkerimäki, what's the answer? I don't do that. I think that's too much. As much as I would love to see all 3 Hughes brothers, I would not do that. Best restaurant in Steveston. I like Ichiro, Japanese food. I like Catch. And I like, is that Blue Canoe? Is that what it's called? Why does that sound? That doesn't sound right. Is it Blue Canoe Steveston? Yeah, the Blue Canoe. Waterfront Steveston. I like that. Those are 3 that I really like. Who's a bigger bust between Stefan and Yakupov? Oh, good question. Yakupov is more recent in my memory for sure. What is Yakupov's career stats? So Yakupov ended up with 136 points in 350 games. Okay, so 136 points in 350. Patrick Stefan had 188 points in 455 games. Yeah, and a longer career. So maybe I'd say Yakupov was actually the bigger bust than Patrick Stefan. Can public go to UBC and watch practices on the regular? That's a good question. Someone who's been to the practice at UBC, let Stu know. Are they open to the public? Question on Hronik. Would you rather have him back next week at 60% or do surgery that takes about 4 months but he returns at 90%? If he's back for the playoffs, I would take a 90% Hronik and just make a bunch of trades in the meantime. Jack Hughes is worth it. 3 Hughes brothers on the Canucks would be nuts. Yeah, but I think, didn't you have PD, Demko, and Miller in there? But I do like Jack Hughes for sure. Yeah, Swervin always asks good questions. Always. Always. I won't be able to make it, but if you do end up streaming, would be interesting to hear how it went. That's true, JS. Even if I did a quick recap on Thursday night about the hockey priest event, that's true. I've never bungee jumped. I've zip lined, but not bungee jump. Yeah, if you're talking about the blunder against the Oilers, empty netter, yeah, that's pretty bad. Hey, Harry, long time no speak. When Demko returns back in net, do you go with Lankinen or do you think Demko will be ready? When Demko returns, and if he's healthy, you start him. But as long as he's healthy, you don't. That's what they're kind of easing him right now. They're not going to say he's healthy until he's totally healthy, because then when he's healthy, he should play. He can't score in an empty net. Yeah. If we trade Hoglander, it should be a hockey trade, not for rental. Exactly. The fact that Hoglander has 3 years of term after this, it's got to be a hockey trade. Good point, Edmund, for sure. Hronik out might be better with LTIR, and plus gives our other defensemen actually defend instead of riding on Quinn's coattails. Well, that's one way of putting it, but yes. Oh, it's not free, but people wait in the parking lot for autographs. That's true. Thoughts on this Miller New York Rangers trade stuff? I feel like something big is happening. I don't feel so. I read the Arthur Staple article, and it was just one paragraph, and it says that the Canucks, Chris Drury of the Rangers, did call the Canucks, and it didn't get that far. So I actually don't think something big is happening. Given how poorly Hsmfangirl has been in Calgary, can you see him going back to KHL? I could see that for sure. Yeah, is Luke Hughes top pair material right now? I'm just asking. I'm sure he will be. I'm excited for the Canucks fan reactions when Miller gets traded for Zibanejad. Zibanejad has no trade though, or at least 15 teams, I think. I don't know if the Canucks would be on it. And yeah, we'll see if this ends up happening. Who is worth trading? No one on the Canucks that I want them to get rid of that's going to get anything. You have to give up quality to get quality, and I don't know if there's anyone that I would trade on this roster right now. Ooh, I like fish and chips. Brian Burke mentioned if he was able to get the Atlanta pick, he would have drafted Patrick Stefan and the Twins. Wow. Maybe Stefan would be less of a bust then. I'm defending Stefan because the puck hit a rut in the ice and skipped over a stick as he about to slide it in. That's fair. It's not like he was showing off. That's true. Is that what they said on the broadcast? You should be ashamed of yourself. Miller to New York has to start with Lafreniere and Schneider. Anything else you hang up? Oilers fans are saying they'll take Hoglander for a 4th round pick like Pods. I think Hoglander has a bit more pedigree than Pods, just a bit. With regards to, yeah, you got to look at Schneider for sure. Again, give up quality to get quality, or get quality when you give up quality. And I know the Rangers were loath to do that a few years ago when the first round of Miller to the Rangers trade chatter was happening. He will be. Yeah, fair enough. Brock Nelson, do you think it's possible? I do think it's possible. Are his best days behind him? I'm not sure. Like, he's okay, but is he much better than what we have right now? Would I trade Hughes and Ratu for Heischer and Pesci? I would never, ever trade Quinn Hughes. Thought Sassen's been good for the most part, defensively responsible, showing decent speed and hands. All right, here's another one from Hot Take. Would you do a first and Hoglander for Pettersson if he came with an extension? Good question from Hot Take. But Irvin is saying, why did Patrick Stefan even go to the backhand in the first place? No, I don't drink beer, Dan. I've never drank it, and I don't like it before. I don't like it to this day. Okay, I've caught up without rushing. I know Monday night shows usually aren't as busy because there's A, Canucks After Dark, and B, it's a little bit later, but I can do another 5 or 10 minutes of questions. Why do you think the Sedins had a great career compared to the other 1999 first-round picks? The Twins are arguably the best. Yes, because they had each other. I think you split them up, and I don't think they have Hall of Fame careers, to be honest with you. And that's what makes Brian Burke's trades and maneuvers that day that so amazing. I like that Sassen plays simple hockey, no panic, overcomplicate. Yeah, he's a confident young player. I agree. That's a great point. Why do the Canucks need to pull a trigger on a trade? They're in a playoff spot and season isn't even a quarter over. They're in an okay spot and can wait closer to the deadline. So I agree with everything you said, except the fact that the season is over 25% over, but just barely. But yeah, your point is true. And it's been said that the Canucks will not be hoodwinked or taken advantage of. That didn't sound right, in a trade because of their injury situation with Hronik. Who's an under the radar D-man trade target you think we should go for? Under the radar. I need to think about this one. Like, it's hard to say that a Pettersson or Condre Miller is under the radar, right? But then if it's under the radar, technically by definition, is he much of an I guess he is, but how much of an upgrade he is over who we have right now? Because a guy like Pettersson, Anderson, Condre Miller, all those guys that you hear, they're not under the radar because they are indeed difference makers. Good question. I don't know how to answer it though, because I don't know. What is my biggest fear? From a silly standpoint, it's spiders. I absolutely hate them. They have no good use, at least in my life. A more philosophical, more serious answer. My biggest fear is to fail as a parent. I don't want to fail. Obviously, I don't want to fail as a husband to Gail either, but my biggest fear is to fail as a parent to Sean, Jacob, and Kayla. Did you hear the end of the New Day on Raw? Yes, I watched it. I've seen the clips. I'm going to watch it one more time before I go to bed. Very good angle. Good angle. Next call up from Abby. Well, it could be Baines or Amon because they seem to be up and down all the time. Or DPD, one of those three. I don't know if any of them are going to play, though. Do you think the Sedins could have been good on their own? I told a non-hockey fan back then Canucks made trades to get both, and he said they were smart for that. I think they would be solid players for sure, but I don't think they'd be Hall of Famers, quite frankly, on their own. I don't think so. Devon Taves, yeah, he's under the radar, like because I don't think Colorado will trade him, but I like him. Hey, J-Dub, I recapped Survivor Series yesterday really quickly, though, because I don't think you're on the stream yesterday. I enjoyed it for what it was, entertainment. I thought it was booked okay. I thought the women's match was a little bit clunky. You know, guys, by the way, the word, I couldn't think of the word weapons last night. I kept talking about foreign objects, or did I say props or supplies? I didn't use the word weapons. I thought there was an over-reliance on weapons in the women's match, but I thought overall it was a really, really good night. The triple threat was great, and the OG Bloodline match was a lot of fun. Yeah, BC Beastly, the easiest way to explain it is they basically had to acquire a second draft pick. But it was so complicated that I wouldn't do it justice here. I'm going to send you a video. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. There's a couple cool animations. How Brian Burke drafted the Sedins. Yeah, this is excellent. The sports talk one, the Sportsnet one. So here, put in the chat. Watch this one, Beastly Beastly. It is better than what I could have explained to you, but make sure you go watch that one. It's excellent, and it's animated, which is pretty cool. I hope Miller plays soon. Me too. Hoodwink, bamboozled, all those words. Will Quinn Hughes retire with more points than Petey? What a great question. I think that is an awesome question. All time. Let's look at this together. All time Canucks scoring. So right now, Quinn Hughes has 361 points and Pettersson has 433 points. Point per game, 433 and 430. Hughes, 361, 388. I think it's going to be Petey. It doesn't mean that Petey's the better player. I think, although Petey started 1 year before Quinn, that's why he's played, 60 more games than him. Yeah, that's tough. But then do you think Hughes is going to play more games than Petey overall, more seasons? I think it's going to be very, very close. But I'm gonna go with Petey still. Oh, that's a great question, GLS. Excellent question. I think Garland is unique with his style for sure. I hate to read about all these trade rumors. You're not the only one, Helen. Get Sprong back and make him a D-man. Connor Murphy. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I've heard his name a couple times too. What was Mickey thinking yesterday? Actually, that was from earlier today. And my answer, probably BCBC, is nothing. I'm not sold on. Actually, my kids think, my boys, especially Sean and Jake, they don't think Mickey's that smart. I think Mickey has tricked them into thinking that he's not smart. So really, he's really smart. I don't know. I don't know what Mickey's thinking. It's either give me a treat or let me sleep. Fear dying and losing my dad. That's totally fair, Tyler. My biggest fear is losing my wife and daughter in any form. I'm blessed to have them. Yes, you are, Swervin Irvin. I'm not watching a lot of Netflix right now, Harry, but I do got to catch up on Criminal Minds and The Blacklist. Those I really want to watch. Catch up on. Hoglander for Zegras. I would do it. Do I think Miller plays soon? Homestand, I hope. I did not know about him missing his daughter's birthday. That's cool, Helen, for sure. TNA Genesis. Yeah, I'm not a big TNA guy, but I'd be open to it. He traded picks and the 4th overall to Tampa for their first, and then traded picks to Atlanta for their assurance not to draft a CD. Mike, actually, that's a pretty good summary. That's way more succinct than I could have done it. That was good. I was bummed when the Sedins didn't want to join right away as they waited the whole season. Yeah, I don't think they're ready. Prior to Brian Burke's wheeling and dealing, we possessed the first overall pick. No, yes. I thought we went into that with the 4th or the 3rd, and then we moved up to 2nd and 3rd. Oh no, you're right. No, we somehow got the first. We weren't scheduled to have the first, but we traded for the first, and then we traded it to Atlanta, didn't we? Sedin score on Luongo in the World Junior. I did not see that. Hope Biggie fights soon. Is he cleared to? When both you and Gail are on the couch watching a movie or TV show, who does Mickey go lay down to first? Whoever is lying down. He likes to go right on our chest or on our belly. So if Gail and I are watching a movie, we're actually usually on separate couches. So he'll lie on whoever is there first, actually. I don't think he has a preference. But when we go to bed, he always starts the night sleeping on top of Gail, and then he ends the night sleeping on top of me. Dad isn't doing well, kind of hard on me mentally. No, Edmund, prayers for your father. Yeah, I know what it's like to lose. I'm not saying you're losing him, but I know what it's like to lose a dad for sure. Not sure what Taylor, you and Harry are talking about. Part 2. But whatever you are, I'm sure it's cool. When will future considerations make his debut? I don't know. He's very elusive. I don't even know who he is. I don't think Hogan looks exactly the same. He's aged a little bit. Eric Lindros, exactly. Big E. If you went back to the 1988 draft, would you still draft Lindo or Modano? If I knew what I do now, no, I take the skill. Like Linden was great, heart and soul. Like I love him as a Canuck, but how can you deny Modano's skill? Okay, friends, I think now is a good place to wrap up. Wait, what's my opinion on what? What'd you ask me, Taylor? Ask me, and I'll answer before you go. Bro, how did you find part 2 of that? No, I think you're talking to Harry, right? Taylor, I'm so confused. Tell me if you're asking me something. Yes, Modano went first overall. Yeah, I remember that. Mickey is 6 years old now, Harry. Yeah, we haven't seen Tom Marchand in a while. We should go find him. Yes, there will be 4 Canucks that make the team. Miller and Hughes will make US, but not Besser and Demko, which is too bad. PD will make Sweden, and Lankinen will make Finland. And no, they won't turn it down. Dad's been in and out of hospital for the past 2 months. Oh, I can imagine. Okay, good, Taylor. Keep talking to Harry. Thank you for clearing that up. I do not think Garland makes Team USA. No, I don't think so. He's good, but too many other good players ahead of him. All right, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Tomorrow night, my show will be at 11 p.m. sharp. And then Wednesday will be 11 p.m. and I'll do a ticket giveaway. So make sure you join me on Wednesday night. And and then Thursday, I'll hype it up again tomorrow. But if you want to join me out at St. Mark's at UBC for that interview with the author of Hockey Priest, which I have right here, actually. So I gotta get through it, read a bit more before I interview the author on Thursday. I gotta look informed here. So thanks everyone for being here, moderators. Thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Tristyn Tallio, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame franchise members. Thanks for your support. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Thanks to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrick Blue, weight loss coach. And thank you to SkyTrain Elfrin for going above and beyond tonight with his generosity. All right, everyone. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. Yes, again, my show tomorrow night is at 11 p.m. On your way out, make sure you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and you can leave a late donation. Otherwise, get ready for tomorrow night. And don't forget to rate this bad joke out of 10. Until I see you tomorrow night. I keep thinking, and the Canucks play in Minnesota tomorrow. I barely even previewed the game. My guess is Kevin Lankinen. And no other lineup changes, but we shall see. Yeah, so tomorrow night will be a post game, even though the game will have ended by about 7:30, 7:45 our time. That's what I was going to say. Thanks, friends. You guys are awesome. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. When I was younger, I bought a wooden car. It had a wooden engine. It had wooden doors. It had wooden seats. It had wooden wheels. Even had a wooden key. Too bad it wouldn't start. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.